himself in the football. They keep talking about Karen.
Right.
And I'm telling you that. Man, I like Mark, and I told you that, right?
Yeah.
I had to connect. When I switched my vote, man, is because that girl broke her vote, and I held that guy on my fucking arms. She went back on her word. I felt emotional. I played emotionally, not strategically.
Because
I made a blemish.
That's exactly it. Because, and maybe I'm totally fucking wrong, but like, so you keep Mark, and then where do you go from there? How does that benefit your game rather than keeping me? Right?
Because he was gonna go after Karen, and I wanted Karen out mutually too, man. That was it. That was basically it. With Mark, like, I
feel like that's not a long-term plan for your game, right?
Well, it's
like,
in the first week. How can you really think too long?
I know, but I mean, when I tell you that I'm going after Dylan,
right?
You know that.
Right.
Most people can say like, okay, that'll probably buy us. Like it'll be 2 or 3 weeks till
before they duke it out.
Dummies figure it out and get it out, right? And that was my whole pitch,
right?
Because at that point my back was against the wall and I had to do whatever I had to do.
I honestly, at that point, it made an emotional decision because I was if I didn't have that, if I wasn't matched up with Mark on that HOH, I would have been able to cut it and not have a guilt.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking human too,
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
She went against that and I felt like this kid got done dirty, man. I really did.
Yeah, no,
that's it, just from player to, like, person to person. Not player to player. Person to person. That is why. That was kind of like the thing where people are telling me there was votes and the house was fucking on this side. You gotta kind of see where I'm coming from.
Sure, no, I do.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
And it's like, I held the guy and there was a deal made and I thought he would be safe and the girl went back on her fucking word and the kid got, like, you like Mark too, didn't you? And
yeah,
you know?
Guy,
so
it was
like,
super unfortunate that we were up against each other because, especially we lived 2 hours away from each other.
You guys are gonna be boys on the outside, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it sucked, but, I mean, we both just got a fucking bum deal and...
Yeah, we did. He did, but honestly, and that's this. It wasn't where I had plans for Mark long term.
Yeah.
Week one, like I told myself, I'm not gonna come in here and make alliances in the first fucking week, and then fucking because last year, man, that's what burned me. I made alliances with people I fucking barely knew, and they sold me down the river.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to right some wrongs, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you fucking scratch my back, I'll scratch your back, man.
Okay.
I'm telling you that. Right? Like I said, I wasn't the one that stirred up that shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm not the one.
I know you believe that.
You know what I mean? So, you know, stew on it, man. Think about it. You know, that's all you gotta ask from you. And like I said, man, I'm gonna win some competitions in this house. And if it is fucking next week, man, I swear on my fucking mother's life, you will not be the target.
Right.
I'll give you 2 weeks, whatever. We can fucking build something together right here with who you feel you can trust and who I feel I can trust. Put them together. You know what I mean? Seriously, D. And I know it's always fucking hard to say because, you know, now I'm kind of in the dark spot, the desperate spot.
Right.
But I heard you out last week too, man.
Yep.
And, you know, like...
Man, I didn't think this shit would be this tough, you know?
It's insane, man.
It's fucking
insane. But...
Fuck, it just would have been so much better if honestly, I just want Dylan out of here. And, you know, if I could have won like $5,000 on top of it, just to sweeten the pot.
Everything would have been, you were close, you were so close. You were probably 2 trips, maybe 1 trip away.
But it's like, his fingers are bigger than mine too. Like, I would have had to...
I went in there and like,
I could
just get my fingers in there to touch water. I don't know if I could really get the ball.
Yeah, no, I know I went by his too, and I stuck my fingers in, and I'm like, I would have had to fill his up another 2 or 3 times, and mine was like another 2 or 3 times behind his, so... I mean, it probably looked closer than it actually was, but it was like, I was sitting there like, I just gotta beat him, and I know I can beat him, but there was like, that was one challenge that was almost tailor-made.
Especially when you're for him, or a heavy guy. You're heavy.
Almost 190 pounds.
And he's probably 230, 240, probably.
At least more than that.
Yeah, probably.
He's like 260 now. He's 6'6".
Yeah, true.
6'6".
Yeah, you're right.
No, he's like 260 for sure. He probably cuts down to like 220 for those fights.
Well, yeah, for heavyweights.
Because heavyweights, 210 or 220.
I think it's after a certain weight. I think it's just whatever. You just max out to whatever you. I mean, there's probably super heavyweight too.
I would think that you would cut down just to help conditioning, but he's pretty well conditioned too, actually.
Yeah, he endured. Like he was still chugging along, but it was neck. It was fucking neck and neck between you guys. guys. And trust me, man, like, I wanted it to kind of things be the same.
Yeah,
And
for sure, everybody did.
he's gonna be bad for my game. And as long as fucking I'm in here with him, we'll continue to be fucking darts in this game. And that's more times that you're not on that block.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta think of it. There's tons of fucking different situations I can sit here and preach to you.
Yeah.
Man. You know?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna stew on it.
You just fucking have your gut feeling. But you know, from one thing, I think this is the big thing, is like, I was all good with keeping you there, man. I wasn't the one that fucking stirred up that pot. I wasn't, you know? And, you know, with Bruno and Kevin, I get no reads from those two, and they're working together, man.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be blind to see that.
Right.
You don't have to be blind to see that. They share the same season. They've known each other longer, but tighter. They had bonds outside of this house that brought into this house.
Yeah.
Gee, you gotta think of shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
And it's like, they'll fly
They
on
are tough. They are tough to read.
Bruno already won one POV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Great to get him backdoor now, send him packing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
And then it's one bet gone, one fucking newbie gone. It's an even playing field.
Yeah.
You know, if that is the way some people are looking at the game, don't know. Don't know.
I feel like the only people that are looking at it like that is probably like
Newbies, probably.
yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Because like there's bets that are bad for my game just as much as there's fucking newbies that are bad for my game. It's who targets your game.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it is definitely an advantage. And the fact that that experience would go a long way in here.
I know.
My first week
Yeah.
was,
Hectic.
and already I've noticed, like, the stuff I say and how I say it or whatever. Like, you know, me just talking to people is way more. Like, the first couple days was just like I just said whatever, right? We're now not that I'm like bullshitting you or anything right now. It's just, like, I'm still 100% honest. It's just you got to be a little bit more careful. Like, I was chucking out names and stuff like crazy, and it's like I'm gonna like shoot myself in the foot here.
Yeah, well, you know what though? The thing is with mine, I was only in the house for about 4 or 5 weeks myself, right? 35 days or something like that. So I wasn't in the house for a whole lot of the experience. Bruno went to jury. Kevin went to jury. A lot of these guys have a lot more fucking. No, I got 3 or 4 weeks on. You know, the average guy, but it's not like I'm no fucking guru.
No, I know.
By far, you know. Like,
yeah, and at the same time, it's also a disadvantage in the fact that like I've seen you play, and I know what
right,
you're all
exactly,
about,
right, exactly.
So, I mean,
but I
it's
think
a
that
catch-22.
I think that is an advantage too, because he's seen the way I played. Because fuck me, the people who I was with,
Yeah.
I had the
No,
back
I
of the
know.
Vita got backdoored. The whole house went against her. I was the only one that stuck with her, man. You know what I mean? Me and Joel actually were the only one that voted against the house. Said, "Fuck you, that's not right.
Right.
If I have you, I have you." You know what I mean? You know, I said, "D, we can fucking build from this, man. I'm telling you that, right?" And as far as Dylan goes, well.
Honestly, like, you're not even on my radar. Like, I had no intentions of ever of putting you up last week. But I mean, now that I got a replacement nominee, I got to consider everyone, right?
Of course.
So
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying.
I'm the guy, but you're gonna have something to think about.
Yeah,
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
man.
it'll be like I said. I probably won't. I mean, we can talk tomorrow too.
Yeah.
But I probably won't tell anyone. I don't know, unless the girls leak it, they might leak it. Who the fuck knows if I tell them? I don't even think I could tell them because I almost feel like I gotta talk some game to them just so I can like earn their trust. So I'm not like totally fucked next week.
Do you got a good like gist, or like you just kind of going with last bird that gets in your ear kind of deal with it?
No, like honestly, man, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be pretty hard for somebody to sway me
From what you're thinking.
from what I'm thinking. Like, you know, I understand, and I'm not saying like what you're saying, like, you know, offering or whatever is bullshit, but it's like everybody's gonna be offering me stuff, right? Everyone, and it's almost like the actions speak louder than the words kind of thing, right? So, you know, because even Dylan was saying, like, you know, dude, that squash is. He's like, put up Karen, and he's like, you'll be safe for like.
It's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Right. I know.
Well, like I'm saying, it's not gonna happen that you're gonna put him up. Dylan, what he says is he's a solid guy.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
I
Like I would consider that, but I don't think you're gonna put up Karen. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
That doesn't make any sense for me.
Well, it kind of does because she did put you up.
She did put me up, but
You know what I mean? Like I think
she
you're kind
also,
of.
she also, after she put me up, she wanted to keep me, and I know that if she would have voted to keep me. But I mean, Mark
She did put you in that position, though.
right. But I mean, I feel like
she did insult your character. What? Whatever. You're past that. You're done with that, clearly, right?
Yeah.
But,
the way she did it was in a harmless way, with that name. She just wasn't thinking about it in terms of how people are gonna take it at home, and neither was I. It wasn't until Aika told me that I was like, yeah, I'm like, I don't give a shit. She can call me whatever she wants. And then she's like, your parents are gonna see this. Everyone is gonna see this, and like, it's gonna come off bad. And then I realized, like, oh yeah, that is gonna look like shit. So, but yeah, no, man.
It doesn't take much.
It is something to think about for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks,
bro.
buddy.
Yeah, for sure.